Yes, indeed. We are live and direct right now on KEXP, KEXP.org worldwide. We're in the live room. My name is Larry Mizell Jr. It's the afternoon show, and I'm very, very happy to be joined right now by London's rising star, Arlo Parks.
Hello, Larry. Thanks for having me.
Our absolute pleasure. So excited to actually see you and the whole crew here in the room.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. We love Seattle, so thanks for having us.
Right on. Well, should we get into some music?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fantastic.
We're going to start with a song called Eugene, which is one of my favorites. Here we go.
Dream we kissed and it was all out of this. The under part of your eyes was violet. You hung a cigarette between your purple lips. We've been best buds since 13. I hold your hair back when you're too. I hold the Taco Bell when you cry over Eugene. He was me. He was me. But I know I've been a little bit off, and that's my mistake. I kinda fell half in love, and you're to blame. I guess I just forgot that we've been made since then. I don't know what to say. I know I've been a little bit off, and that's my mistake. I kinda fell half in love, and you're to blame. I guess I just forgot that we've been made since then. I don't know what to say. Seeing you with him burns, I feel it deep in my throat. You put your hands in his shirt, you play him records I show, you read him Sylvia Plath. I thought that that was our thing. You know I like you like that. I hate that sudden love. We've been best buds since 13. But that don't change the things I feel. Oh, when I see you smile with your teeth at Eugene, I can't deal. But I know I've been a little bit off, and that's my mistake. I kinda fell half in love, and you're to blame. I guess I just forgot that we've been made since then. I don't know what to say. I know I've been a little bit off, and that's my mistake. I kinda fell half in love, and you're to blame. I guess I just forgot that we've been made since then. I don't know what to say.
Arlo Parks, live on KEXP. That was Eugene. And now you're going to get into one of my favorites from your debut album, Collapsed in Sunbeams, Black Dog. Live on KEXP.
I lick the grief right off your lips.
It's Arlo Parks, live on KEXP. You just heard Black Dog from Collapsing Sunbeams. Thank you for being here, for real.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. I love this little environment. It feels like we're in this warm little space. And thanks for, I've been watching these sessions for a long time, you know, like by myself at 3 a.m. on YouTube, watching these KEXP sessions. So it's amazing to be finally doing one for
Right
myself.
on. Well, we're so overjoyed to have you here. I know you've got a new single that you're going to perform. Love to hear that.
Yeah, this is Softly. Let's do it.
I'm dazzled hard, we're in Berlin. And when you leave, just break it down to me softly. The veils of rain, I'm shuddering. I dip into the love we had with ease. Lemon and ginger beer, subsides on navels. If I upset you, could you maybe say so? Has something changed? Have I just missed the memo? Tell me what I don't know. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me, break it to me softly. I don't want no one else. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me, break it to me softly. I don't want no one else. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me, break it to me softly. I don't want no one else. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me, or I forgot myself. The pressure thoughts behind my eyes. You look at me as if it's my fault that we're stood here. The cobalt of your scarf is pulls clear. Stealing me traffic cones, smiling at babies. I must admit I wanted you to save me. Now I'm sat on the ground, feeling half crazy. I don't want you to go. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me, break it to me softly. I don't want no one else. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me, break it to me softly. I don't want no one else. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me, break it to me softly. I don't want no one else. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me, or I forgot myself. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me softly. I don't want no one else. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me, break it to me softly. I don't want no one else. Break it to me, break it to me, break it to me, or I forgot myself.
Live on KEXP, it's Arlo Parks. And I know you got just one more song.
Yeah, I've got just one more. It's my kind of secret favorite of the record, and it's a song called Hope.
Really tried to talk the pleasure back into being alone. Reminiscing about the apricots and blunts on felt like I was born under a bad sign, wearing suffering like a silk garment or a spot of blue ink, looking for light and finding a hole where there shouldn't be one. I cannot communicate the depth of a feeling. Truth is, I'm still learning to be open about this. But now that I know, and you're not alone. You're not alone. Now you think you are. You're not alone. Now you think you are. We all have scars. I know it's hard. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. Now you think you are. You're not alone. Now you think you are. We all have scars. I know it's hard. You're not alone. You're not alone. Now you think you are. You're not alone. Now you think you are. We all have scars. I know it's hard. You're not alone.
Beautiful. Live on KEXP, Arlo Parks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again for being here. You said that Hope, that was your kind of secret favorite on Collapsed in Sunbeams. That's a not so secret favorite around here. I don't know if you know. And I think a big part of that is the message that you're not alone. That's a big part of our own messaging here. I'm just curious, with everything going on, and I know you're in the midst of what's been like a meteoric rise over the last couple of years, but still there's got to be moments when hope is kind of hard to come by. How do you find it, you know?
I think for me, I find it in community. I find it in music as well, because I was a music lover before I made music. And for me, it's very much a place of comfort, and it's a soothing space for me when I've just got my headphones on and I'm going for a wander. I get it a lot in books, and I get it just in my people, you know, and the people around me that I feel understood by, and my friends and my family, for sure. Those are the people that kind of anchor me to hope.
Your commitment to connection and you know, the people around you is so palpable. It really comes through your music, and you just seem like a real paragon of empathy. It just comes through your music in a way that feels really healing.
Well, thank you, Larry.
Absolutely. I'm curious, have there ever been moments where you've been performing or even listening to your own stuff and been like, oh yeah, I needed to hear that. I forgot that.
I think for me, I mean, this is why like hope is my secret favorite. I think when you're in a low space or in a dark space, automatically you feel like you're the only person in the world who's feeling that way. Whether that's self-doubt creatively, whether that's, you know, sadness or loneliness, I feel like there's this kind of automatic isolation feeling. And so that song definitely reminds me. And I think Portrait 400, which is the last song on the record, making rainbows out of something painful, I think I use that kind of as my mission statement, I guess, when it comes to the music that I make, turning kind of difficult, complicated, knotted feelings into something that can, you know, be sung at a festival or a show or in this environment, and bring comfort. Yeah.
That is an amazing thing. You take really complex, you know, emotional landscapes and turn them into stuff that is just really clear and
I try.
Yeah.
It doesn't always come around that way, but I try.
I'm sure it feels effortless, you know, listening to your music.
Thank you.
You know, I'm curious, you know, you put so much of yourself in your music, obviously. It's very honest, very stark. And I know you're an artist, you're very sensitive. Does that ever get really exhausting, how much of yourself goes in there, and then you have to deal with people kind of, I don't know, maybe having attachments to things that you've said and thinking that they know you, but you have, you know, you've got your own life?
Yeah, I think it can definitely be draining. I think because my automatic mode is give everything of yourself. And I think especially, touring and shows is one thing and, recording a record is another, but it's still, you're breaking down boundaries within yourself, you're adventuring, you're mining your own experiences. Almost, I guess, as like a method actor would, where you're like actually digging into those traumatic moments almost on purpose. And I think for me, it can be draining, and I often do feel tired. But I think that it's worth it. I think for me, it's something I do automatically as well. It's something that comes naturally. I think vulnerability is an organic kind of state for me to be in. And I think it's part of being an artist, having music as a gift. And just trying your best to make good work and do good things.
For sure. I've seen you speak about how it's, it's very much from within, but you're also a vessel. I wonder if you would speak on that a little bit.
Definitely. I think when I'm creating, and I speak to a lot of people about this, I think it's like a similar thing that a lot of people experience where it feels like, you're almost like a lightning, but when you're inspired, it's like a lightning bolt hitting like, the little conductor things on top of a steeple. All you can do is keep your arms up, and sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't. And I think that definitely when I'm writing, I do enter this kind of almost fugue state where I suddenly have this piece and people ask me months later, like, so how did you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. It just happened.
Right.
And I think that's when I'm kind of tapping into something unconscious or something beyond. But I think my best work has been when I felt like it almost happened to me or through me in some way.
Awesome. Talk to me about your latest single, Softly.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was a piece that came about. I had like one random day in the studio booked with Paul, who I made Too Good and Portrait 400 with. And I feel like I always do my best work when I don't put too much pressure on things. So we just went into the studio, got some teas in, basically just banging around on synths. I was playing him like Berlin techno, but I was also playing him like 70s Zam rock, but then also, delving into hip hop and Doom and Diggable Planet, like just everything. And then we just distilled it into what it is. I feel like that was definitely one of those songs that was almost written through me, and I wanted to be vulnerable in a way that I didn't feel like I had been before, in terms of, exposing that sense of desperation, that sense of needing someone, that sense of something dissolving and you not being ready to accept that. And so all those themes just kind of bled in naturally.
And really comes through. After all the vulnerability already displayed, it felt like another chamber of that you'd unlocked. You just mentioned a whole bunch of music, and I've always been amazed hearing you talk about your influences. And you mentioned watching like KEXP sessions at 3 a.m. on YouTube, and I've seen you talk about that in interviews, kind of just, on a deep dive on YouTube all the time.
Yeah.
What made you such a voracious music listener?
I think I'm just a sponge.
Yeah.
And I think I get a very particular kind of excitement when I discover something new that I didn't know before that touches me in a certain way. Like I remember watching the Soccer Mummy session. Even like watching live videos, I think, can add another dimension to like loving an artist. I feel like that also with Big Thief, where like I saw them play live and that energy and that rawness, and I was like, oh, okay, that unlocked something. I think it's just because it feels nice. I just love discovering music, and I feel like I'm a collector. I feel like I'm at my best when I'm a sponge, when I'm absorbing, when I'm like rummaging around and finding new things to love.
It's really interesting to hear you talk about being a sponge and, always learning. It feels like when you came out, you were so fully formed, with such a distinctive voice. Was that something that you really like, premeditated and were like, when I arrive, now I'm ready kind of thing?
No, not really. I feel like I'm very bad at planning things. Everything is very much spontaneous and immediate. And yeah, I guess all I did was kind of pick bits of the music that I loved, that I thought, I could absorb in myself. I was like, okay, I love this Elliott Smith record. I love the way he writes about himself and melancholy. And I love the drums on this Massive Attack record. And I love the voice here. And I feel like I just somehow channeled all the things that I loved. And I try never to really think things through too deeply because I get in the way of myself very easily, can easily tinker with something perpetually. So I try and just show up and be like, I guess this is how it was meant to be on the day, and then move on.
Right on. You mentioned Massive Attack. I've seen you talk about trip hop. And I've always loved that, like, the beat is so preeminent in your music. And I've thought about how your music has been produced. I just wonder if you would talk to me about collaboration and, how it works for you and kind of what you've learned.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of my favorite things. I think, as you say, it's very much a tool for learning. I love seeing how other people write and how other people do things. I think for me, I tend to just have like one other person with me in the room, or two maybe if it's an instrumentalist, because I feel like I need to be comfortable. I need to be in my little den still, but have brought people in that really inspire me. And I've been doing a lot more of that. When I was writing the record, it was in this very kind of fraught state where we're all inside, and I had kind of limited access to meeting other people, as everyone did. And now I'm kind of opening up my world a little bit, which is really, really fun. Like, I'm very precious about my lyrics. I'm like, if anyone tries to come near those, but anything else, I'm very kind of open and willing to learn, for sure.
That preciousness you speak of, it doesn't come through as precious, but just like a brilliant poet, or even an MC. Like, you have a rapper kind of like detail.
Thank you
to your writing at times.
Yeah, I mean, I love hip hop. I feel like it's the purest form of poetry to me. And yeah, I think it's important to be protective over your work, to be open to expanding it, but to also, protect it a little bit. I remember hearing Patti Smith speaking about it, where she was like, build a good name for yourself, protect your work, do good work, and the rest kind of goes from there. And I think that's what I am. I'm kind of protective of my taste and of what I'm making, because as Lorde said, sorry, I listened to so many podcasts yesterday, so I'm just rich with it. She was talking about how everything she makes, she wants to be like tombstoneable. She wants it to be like something that she would be comfortable being remembered by and letting that live in eternity. And that's why I think you've got to be protective, because it's under your name forever. So yeah.
I love that. Tombstoneable.
Yeah.
Shout out to Patti. That's a good one. And that's just one of your musical heroes who's recognized, the brilliance of your own music. That's got to feel
that was
out of this world.
That was something else. I think especially because she is like such a force and has been for such a long time, especially in terms of writing and in terms of like just artistically. I think she has this integrity that like not a lot of people have. But yeah, being recognized by my peers, especially because I just listen to so much music. So there are so many people that I look up to. There's like hundreds and hundreds. And when someone who, brought me comfort through their music then turns around and is like, oh, actually, I love what you do. It's this form of validation that is very deep rooted, because I'm a fan, like before everything, and then when somebody turns around and validates me and what I'm putting into the world, then it just makes me really happy on a pure level.
Right on. And now you're on the road. I know your European tour last year got interrupted, of course, by COVID. How has it been coming out of that and hitting the road?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I'm on tour with my friends.
Yeah.
That's what makes me kind of feel like supported and like I've got a family around me through it, because it can be quite difficult to be, uprooted constantly. And I'm kind of working on a podcast and working on music and working on a lot of different things anytime I'm touring. But it's been really lovely, especially touring with Claire, who's a friend of mine, and she's so sweet and her fans are so kind of receptive. So it's felt like a homecoming in sorts. But it's also felt like I'm kind of seeing new faces and yeah, exploring the States a bit more, which is nice.
Right on. And you mentioned Clara, who you're performing with tonight at Paramount here in Seattle. They're on one of your songs, right?
Yeah. Claire's, she's on one of my songs. She played guitar and did BVs on Green Eyes. And yeah, just such a lovely human being, kind of part of this really lovely circle of people that I've met. Everyone from like Delwater Gap, Phoebe Bridgers, everyone is kind of intertwined in some way, and she's just really sweet, and we just look out for each other, which is really nice.
Right on. If you would, I just hoping you would introduce us to that family you speak of that's here with you today.
So we've got Sam on bass, Sam Harding. We've got James Fernandez on drums. We've got Maddie on keys and BVs. And we've got Danny on guitar. And yeah, Danny and James have been with me since I was 17. And everyone else joined along for the ride very soon after that. And yeah, we've been... I was going to say rocking out. It was really embarrassing. But I've said it anyway.
You could rock out.
I've said it anyway, live on air ever since.
Right on. Well, I can see the kind of trust and dynamic that you guys have. And everybody should go out and see it live.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One last thing. Speaking of your writing, I hear your poetry come through on the record. I know there's got to be a book or something coming.
One day, I have a lot of dreams. I feel like I'm a dreamer, but I also do feel like I have time. So yeah, I really want to write a book one day and get involved in film and stuff and just production. Maybe. I mean, I'm not going to spill all my dreams, but there's a lot to come.
Protect those too.
Protect the dreams always.
Right on. Arlo Parks, live on KEXP. Thank you again.
Yeah, thanks, Larry.
Right on. The afternoon show live on KEXP, KEXP.org. Discover new music at KEXP.org.